Hello, everyone. Welcome to What the Flick, True Detective, Episode 4. Who goes there? This is exciting because my brother Josh Mankiewicz from Dateline NBC is here. Josh, who actually knows actual police officers, knows them well.
Yes.
Their sources, their friends. So I want to ask about how close this show comes in the eyes of cops. Robert Abele, who, near as I can tell, has no friends. Alonso, Duralde, Ben Mankiewicz. So let's start with the end because that's what blew up Twitter last night. Was the last 7 or 8 minutes of that, which appeared to be, you know, Robert broke it down to a greater extent than I did, but I looked a little, which appeared to be until he gets in the car, until McConaughey and Ginger get in the car, appears to be one shot.
Yeah, it's meant to feel like one shot, but when I watched it again, there are like one or two places that I noticed that there could easily have been a cut.
There are some walls that step in.
But most prominently, and I think this is probably for sure, I'm gonna guess this is actually true, is when they go up for the helicopter, they come down from the helicopter, there is blackness there, the night sky, that they could have easily cut. I think there's another point where they're going out of a house. Mm-hmm. One of the first time they go out that they go out of the house that they're stealing the money from. I think there's a whip pan to the door that they're going out of, and then in that moment, there was a sense that you could get a cut in there too.
And they come back to what's happening in the room, which is when the guy from the other room runs in, and McConaughey hits him, and he shoots the other guy by mistake. Mm-hmm. Right?
That was by mistake?
Well, yeah, because McConaughey's knocks the shotgun away. I had to watch it like 6 times, but yeah, McConaughey knocks the shotgun away, and it goes off and kills the black guy.
Right. Yeah.
Which was maybe their intention eventually, but not in that moment.
Right.
And there could be something going on there.
Yeah, I mean,
but that said,
but
first of all, maybe not. Maybe it was
not,
one.
Everything I read about it today said it's only one shot, and that was by people who insisted about it.
That is some Children of Men shit right there. That whole thing. You know.
It's almost like this show is. It's almost like the director is saying, "I'm going to show you that the TV is not just TV. We can do movie type exciting De Palma, like, you know, Scorsese type things in TV shows."
I was most impressed. The whole thing, like what I watched a couple times, was the climbing the fence.
Oh yeah,
climbing the fence was incredible because I mean, because again we're on one side of it and then we went up all the way over and it was great, man.
Yeah, I read something today about how the director, whose name we should say, Cary Fukunaga, who did a fabulous job with that sequence and other stuff in the series as well.
Yeah,
that he'd been thinking about that sequence for that shot since before shooting began.
Oh, is that right?
That when he looked at sort of how the series was going to lay out, he was thinking to himself, that's why I'm going to do this one single shot.
We've talked about it before when we did him on What the Flick for movies, but I mean, he did one of my favorite, his first movie, I think his first feature-length movie was Sin Nombre in 2008, which was one of my favorite movies of that year. It was fantastic.
Now, do we think, because it was so orchestrated and choreographed, was that a set? Did they have to build all those bungalows, or is that an existing?
I can't imagine, no. I mean, I think...
Too expensive.
Yeah, that would have been...
But I'm just saying that, but to move in and out and seemingly defy physics at times, it just felt like...
It's a real housing project somewhere that you rent.
Like you rent and you knock down a couple of walls and build them back up. Right. Yeah.
Well, but also, I just think movie making now is so fast and fleet that you probably can light that kind of those kind of houses and get a camera that's just small enough and a guy who's fast enough to get it all. Yeah, this is not like, you know, obviously they wouldn't have been able to do this in, you know, Touch of Evil, Orson Welles days, or even maybe even the Goodfellas days. I mean,
if only Josh and I had a cousin who worked on the show who we could call and ask.
who we could have called.
But didn't.
Right.
What's the show creator's name? Nick
Pizzolatto.
His assistant, Molly Mankiewicz. Down in...
you people.
I know,
Give some jobs to other people, for God's sake.
Just ruining everything.
Yeah. So maybe should have called Molly before we talked about this.
Either one of us had a background in journalism.
She was, there that night, the whole night.
Yeah.
She was in New Orleans for about 18 months.
And you know what? I'll bet the stories that she could have related to us would have been fascinating. About how they did that shot. Yeah.
Next week.
Yeah.
Next week, we'll have talked to Molly.
The results of that trial.
So up until that point, I thought it was a different episode because, of course, well, obviously different because we were just out of our element, and all of a sudden McConaughey isn't calm and collected, and he's drinking and he's plotting, a ridiculous move in order to get themselves and in order to get Reggie Ledoux.
Yeah, it's the first time that we've gotten in the modern day scenes with the interviews that they both McConaughey and Harrelson don't tell their interviewers something about the case.
They start leaving
the first time it's Harrelson not cluing him into the fact that this is when his marriage fell apart, because right before the scene where he finds out his marriage fell apart, he has that kind of moment where there's like a pause, and then they cut to that scene, and he obviously doesn't tell them that, and then McConaughey obviously lies about going to see his dad.
Right, I didn't even realize that, but you're absolutely right. It was the first time in the series that I thought to myself, as we sort of go into that sequence, I think I was like, okay, now this is a cop show.
Right.
Like, this is like stuff I recognize. They're going to try a dangerous undercover thing. One guy's taking all the risk. The other guy's uncomfortable with the first guy taking all the risk. He finally breaks protocol and goes in because he wants to see what's going on. Those are all sort of recognizable themes. And up till now, there's been very little of that in here.
Well, let's ask about that, because you, first as your years covering crime and politics at local news, and now at Dateline covering, how many murders have you covered?
I don't know. I mean,
100.
Yeah,
right.
Probably, yeah.
So, and every piece you talk to the cops and prosecutors who put these cases together. This show seemed to me, based on, because we read the same things, really things that you basically told me to read, that this seemed like this is a show about police work in a way that most of these other cop shows aren't, just because they have this accelerated timeline, and there's way more drama, there's way more gun drawing, whereas these guys are murder police, and they're investigators. It seemed realistic. Have you talked to other cops about the show?
I have, and I mean, certainly that part of this is completely realistic. I mean, most police who are not, in patrol cars, detectives might go their entire career without drawing their gun and shooting somebody. That's very unusual. Much more of it is like exactly what's going on in True Detective, which is, casting about for leads and, reading old files and talking to people again and again and again. I've only heard two criticisms of True Detective from actual cops. One is that somebody said to me that they think the dialogue sounds Eastern and not like it's Louisiana. That these don't sound like Louisiana cops. These sound like technical advisors from the East telling these guys how to speak. I did not personally notice that. The other thing that occurred to somebody else, and it also occurred to me, is that Matthew McConaughey's character is wearing the only corduroy jacket in all of Louisiana. That is one state where you do not want to be wearing corduroy.
Yeah. I saw it as it's more like a corduroy. More like a corduroy shirt. It's your heavy shirt, but he's bundled up.
Yeah.
But I figure it's left over from Alaska.
I think he likes to punish himself.
And
So
he likes
I
to
think
punish himself, that's right.
And he had no body fat left over from Dallas Buyers Club, so he gets chilly.
Chills easily.
Now, I didn't. One thing about this episode that was going to, they're taking McConaughey's taking weeks off to do. Wasn't there a task force coming in momentarily if they didn't take care of stuff?
Well, I figure that once they say they got a lead on a suspect,
they get extra time.
I think inferred was that they got extra time once you said you have an actual.
We have an actual suspect if we can just put hands on him.
But also, they. But I mean, or the task force is on it. They don't care. They're off.
The task force designed to work on anti-Christian crimes, which is clearly going in the wrong direction.
And no one seems very sorry to see McConaughey leave the office anyway. So it's like
Yeah. The thing.
So presumably, though, Harrelson will come back to work. He, I guess, may be taking some personal time, but he'll come back in 5 days and look busy and work with the task force or whatever.
So when McConaughey has that scene at the diner with Harrelson's wife, and he's starting to kind of get defensive about his partner, and he talks about weaknesses. Are we supposed to think that him going off and doing this crazy thing is his weakness? The way Harrelson is having this affair that blows up his marriage. Is this the weakness? This McConaughey saying, "Well, I got a weakness too, and that is I want to go back and do the crazy shit where I'm undercover."
I don't know. It was strange that he left very abruptly, obviously, when she said, you must have been a great husband.
Yes.
I sort of chalked that up to sort of that to him the husband and father part, like like his kid died. That's what wrecked his marriage. Like,
well, and his addiction is not to women, or maybe not even to booze as much as it is to the darkness.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I mean that's what that's what fuels him.
Yeah,
and
he jumped right into it. I mean,
yeah, and then clearly that's the only time he feels really alive.
Yes, and so, but I thought that he took that as, like, you know how my family broke up. I'm not. That's
Yeah.
a, you know.
He's got no shortage of weaknesses and obsessions
no
at this point. I
sure,
think.
sure.
Even in the back, even in the flashbacks, much less now.
My favorite. There were a lot of scenes I loved, but going to get the cocaine out of the evidence locker, and
They really should do a better job.
really should, because it was a great way to say to the audience, "Are you kidding me? It's this easy?" Yeah. Can I have the key? And that guy was looking at Playboy. Like, that guy was looking at porn. That's what that magazine was. The guy just sitting in his office. Yeah.
All the Harrelson stuff with or about Michelle Monaghan was amazing, I thought. I love that raves are now period.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes, I know.
That's a specifically mid-90s thing that does not happen anymore in quite the same way. No, this. I'm assuming now that we can guess that the Elephant Man gas mask dude from the last week is Reggie Ledoux.
This must be right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a flash forward, clearly, to that little moment at the end
And
of
he's cooking meth, which is why he's wearing that.
Right, exactly.
Right.
I mean, this show is so meaty. They robbed us of a scene that, in description, sounded like something we would have liked to have seen. When you find out that girl went to the house to tell. Right. I mean, wouldn't you have liked to have seen that scene? Like
between Michelle Monaghan and the
stenographer.
I mean,
right. You learn about it only in the letter and in their subsequent conversations.
It makes me wonder if they shot it, because the episode went right up to the hour, and I'm wondering if they actually shot that scene and just didn't have.
Well, you'd think at least they'd want to foreshadow it. Like, you have Michelle Monaghan open the door, and it's the girl, and she goes, "I need to talk to you," and you can get out there.
Yeah.
But it was a nice reveal the way they did, because
absolutely.
when he's reading the note, and I figure the note is just, "I can't take any more of your crap." There's no way last night you were working. I called Rust. I don't buy it. Rather than, I actually had a conversation with Monica Lewinsky. That moment then when he calls her, you went to my house. Then that was we didn't get the scene, but you're like,
but it's still a great
it's a great reveal. And Robert and I were talking before the show. Like, for me, that was a tremendous movement of sympathy, because Woody Harrelson is not just a cop who needs something on the side because he deals with such darkness, right? He's being, his wife is great and supportive and caring, and he is being reckless in this affair and barging in, beating the guy up, committing crimes. And so this guy you have no sympathy whatsoever. And then the moment you find out that this woman went to his house, right, and threatened and busted up his family, you're instantly like, oh, poor Woody Harrelson. Oh, I'm so sorry.
Crazy. Well, I mean, maybe you may have talked about this in earlier episodes, of the significance of the kind of the emotive guy being named Hart, and the guy who's all closed in being named Cole.
No, I didn't even.
Good catch.
Good catch. Yeah.
Yeah. The thing I want to look for as we go down the road here. It's hard to believe that J.O. Sanders, who plays a great slippery bad guy who masquerades as a good guy and has done that before effectively in any number of films, will not return in some significant way as the Reverend Tuttle, who also financed the school that the most recent victim went to, which makes me think that that's going to come back in some way.
It has to. I mean,
you don't cast him for a scene. Clearly,
exactly.
That's going to be.
But
You don't cast him for a scene and make him the governor's cousin. And then,
even if he comes back later, I'm guessing there may be some culpability here.
No, you're right. We're going to get more from J.O. Sanders. Yeah. I can't believe we missed Hart and Cole. That's a great scene at the hospital. His confrontation with his wife, and a ballsy, the hospital administrator or doctor who says, when he says, state police, and says,
"Are you here in that capacity now?"
Are you here in that capacity now? That took some courage. Yeah.
No, I mean, it was kind of funny how from that moment on, like, Woody Harrelson, I mean, he is just like this diminished childlike figure for the rest. He just seems like he can't do anything. He has no power. Harrelson's gonna go do this thing. All he can do is kind of follow him around. The way he's pushed out of that biker bar, he just looks like a 10-year-old.
And in a hat that's too big for him. It's like he's wearing his dad's hat. He was really, really diminished, and they had him dressed everything about it. And just when he goes to live with McConaughey, it's like a college student, crashing with his buddy for the summer.
The second folding outdoor chair. This is the only piece of furniture in this place.
Lawn chair.
I
like it when he says. I like it when he says to McConaughey, "You have a whole upstairs here."
They're great lines. Yeah.
There was last week. Maybe I didn't get to do it because of my travel schedule, but I loved that scene where, and I think it was the previous episode, just when Harrelson is honking because they've gotten word back on that it's Reggie
and
Ledoux.
He says, in the car.
Does anyone? Could anyone walk slower? Guys just won't. I mean, those characters are so well drawn as to who they are, and there's that because McConaughey's his pace is both his pace, but it's also defiant to the honk. I know, it's great. I love it.
And of course, and I love the whole thing with the biker heist. Where first of all you're thinking, okay, great, you've got cop uniforms. You also have beards that go past your clavicle. Who's going to buy that? ZZ Cops.
Which is what they should have called it. I just want to return for a second to the honking thing. I'm wondering if that is a metaphor for what is to come, which is that the Reggie Ledoux storyline actually ends up pulling them away from the Light of Way Church storyline, which is what Rust is asking questions about, and essentially McConaughey and Marty is going, come on, let's go, we got to catch this other guy.
Right, and ironically, it's Marty who's telling Rust, you're becoming too focused on one thing, and so you don't see the big picture. And
that's why I wonder the weakness thing, because when McConaughey is given a chance to go to his old life, to go to East Texas, just to catch this guy and not go about it the proper channels. I mean, is that him losing track of what the real crime is?
Yeah, because he could have, when they head after him the first time, at the end of the other episode, and then all of a sudden they're in the jail cell rather than. But he calls everybody. He's like, they're the state police, but he's like, call the Rangers, or not the Rangers, they're in Louisiana. Marshals. But he says, and the last thing he says is call the Marshals. So they're prepared to bring in the proper law enforcement channels for apprehending a fugitive. And it'd be great if Raylan Givens showed up and we could blend shows. That'd be fantastic. Yeah. Just one scene.
Well, and McConaughey even has that speech about the detective dilemma, where the clue is right under your nose, but you're too busy looking at everything else.
What was that in regard to? That's right.
It's in the modern day when they're talking about.
Harrelson says it to the two cops
in the debrief.
Oh, that's right. You're right. Sorry, not McConaughey. I got that wrong.
Okay, so now though,
which makes you think that maybe that is right. That the Ledoux thing is going to be a red herring, and that the Light Away Church is the way to go.
Well, yeah. Well,
clearly,
Ledoux is obviously a red herring because the murder, he's in prison or dead, right? Mm-hmm. Ledoux, and they either arrested him or got him, we think, and now there's been another murder.
Clearly, the whole church painting, horns, bird trap thing. There's something going on there.
Speaking of antlers, by the way, I binge watched all of season 1 of Hannibal this weekend. Mm-hmm. Which, if you like this show, you should totally check out.
If you like antlers.
If you like antler velvet. No. Just in general, the way that it sort of balances very creepy crime story and very cool character study of two very different but also weirdly similar characters. I think these shows go together hand in hand.
We argued in week 1 about this show of whether these two 2012 cops are wondering whether McConaughey either was involved in the crime in _95 or is involved in the copycat because they think he's nuts, and we talked about it, and you guys didn't seem to be buying it. But now, based on what's coming up next, we're, I think, headed toward at least them. I mean, they're looking at him. They're not bringing him in to pick his brilliant investigative mind. I don't think. I mean, I don't think that's where the show's going to go with that character.
I don't think that's where we end up. But yes, they are wondering about that.
Right. Yeah, which would be interesting then to find out in what sequence are these interviews taking place? Like, did they talk to McConaughey first, maybe arrest him, and then go talk to Harrelson?
Yeah,
like,
we don't know.
The two modern day interviews. We don't know where they fall in sequence.
If you're being considered or investigated as a possible suspect in a sort of ritualistic murder.
What do you mean if?
Yeah, right. Yeah. Cutting out little tin men from your beer can.
I know. Yeah,
I don't think that's
might not be the way to go.
Giant knife.
Giant knife, right? Yeah. I don't know. It's going to throw them off the scent. I don't know. But you'll talk to your cop friends, ask about that. You know better.
Yeah. How often in an interview does a guy bring out a huge knife and start cutting up the beer you bought for him? The other interesting thing, I was just thinking about this morning. I looked up, was looking up who's in the show, and there's some actors whose names I didn't recognize, and they're right near the top, and I'm thinking, like, who are those guys? How come I don't know who that is? And of course, it's the two detectives who are debriefing them, who almost don't speak, but who are like in every episode a lot.
Right, if the key to acting is listening, they're doing it a lot of that.
Yeah, I mean, they're good. They do, how many X's you got. I mean, whatever. There are a lot of ways to go. They're good. They're good.
They're definitely. I mean, those are actually in a lot of ways like incredibly difficult acting jobs, right?
Yeah.
Because
you're scanning. I mean, every time they cut to them, you are scanning their faces for something. I mean, you probably scan their faces more than anybody else's in the show because you get so few.
Also, because they know something that you don't.
And
you're wondering.
It bears repeating. I think we mentioned it in episode 1, but as we probably may be in a position because we see McConaughey leave the police station, so we actually may get some more stuff from those two guys, maybe. But how the difference between and I suspect this is true, but the difference between the state police in 1995 in Louisiana and the state police in 2012, 2013, that there would be two lead detectives who are black, and I don't think there's a black guy in that office in 1995.
Yeah, I think there's a single one in the flashback.
So, and I'm sure that's largely accurate as to the way things have developed in Louisiana.
That would not surprise me, no. But it's fascinating the way they shot that in Louisiana, and it looks like just this creepy moonscape, particularly all the aerial shots of them driving wherever they're going.
Those are great shots.
Yeah,
I mean, it makes you feel like this is some like whole other world, which Louisiana kind of is because it's like one giant swamp with a couple of cities in it.
Yeah. All right. Well, hopefully you'll be back next week. This is good stuff.
Come on.
Back with their 8, right?
8 total.
8 total.
Yeah.
So we're halfway through.
So that whole crazy tracking shot at the end was sort of the end of Act 1.
That's right. The end of Act 1. All right, guys. Thanks very much.